Hello and welcome to a comeback episode of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood and Katrina Swathwood.
Hello.
Usually we'd be, let's go back. It's been a while. The world's on fire. People are dying. Things are terrible.
Oh, we're kicking this off on a high note, aren't we?
Yeah. So, just as regular people with regular lives, it's just been a while, but...
I don't know if regular is the right word to use right now.
We're not regular people?
No, we are, but we don't have regular lives right now.
I think our lives are just as regular as anybody else's.
That's true, I guess, which is sad.
No, I mean, it's safe to assume that if everybody's going through this, it's the new normal now.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah? All right.
To be fair.
No, back up. I know it's been a while, and we were sick of not recording. We're running tests to have people come on, and we're trying to we're going to try to do 2 episodes a week that are, shorter episodes, not our typical hour to hour and 15 minutes, but to do 2 30 to 40 minute episodes a week. So that's the goal right now, and we're trying to come back. If you're still listening to old episodes, we appreciate it. We do have a decent-sized catalog of episodes. I don't know, like 150, 165 episodes in that range.
Somewhere there.
And we were regular for so long, but it's you all...
There's no motivation right now.
Yeah, you all know what it's like. It's not necessarily... I mean, I guess part of it is depression.
Well, it's hard to mentally prepare to come and do this when I'd rather just sit in the couch and just not do anything or play Animal Crossing and not think about something.
Yeah, and it's just been tough. Like, we're not in here to complain and mope. We've got stuff we want to talk about, but it's just, I know we're not the only ones out there that are finding the difficulty in motivating yourself when
you're giving so much of yourself into every aspect of everything else all day long.
I mean, we're both lucky to still have jobs and stuff, but with the jobs and the world the way it is, and having kids and trying to keep your kids mentally okay, it's been tough. But I'm sick of not creating. I'm sick of not talking. I'm fed up with not
engaging,
having an outlet of creativity. Whether it's, podcasts or anything else, I've got ideas that I want to do. So, we're sick of not doing. So, I know Corey's not here and he hasn't been on in a long time. People haven't heard his voice. I got to be honest with you, he's probably not coming back.
Permanently?
Permanently. He'll be on from time to time, but he's probably not going to come back. And if you enjoyed his perspective, we'll say
good luck to you.
Yeah, we appreciate that, and I'll let you know that he will be back, but probably more as a guest than a regular person.
That's just how life goes.
Yeah. So I just wanted to give that update. Alan will be back regular, Brian will be back regular, and we're working on finally having other people that
guest speaker?
Yeah, that aren't our immediate friend circle on here to talk about, comics or whatever. We know people here and there that might phone in or Zoom in or whatever we're going to do.
Be slightly interested.
Yeah, but we're coming back. And, Katrina and I always be here, and we'll keep...
I live here.
Yeah.
Where am I gonna go?
We'll keep doing this, and things are gonna get back into regularity because honestly, I think part of this is a little therapeutic, and it feels like you're accomplishing something.
Not just sitting there wasting away day after day.
Yeah, I mean there is
drink after drink.
Alcohol sales have. I think Katrina
keeping things afloat.
I think Katrina had said that we spent, and we're not heavy drinkers.
Well, now we are.
Yeah. No, and I mean, even that, we don't drink during the week.
No, we don't. We've made that rule.
But I think we've spent in 6 months on alcohol what we did all of 2020. Close.
We're on pace to nearly double our cost of alcohol this year versus last year.
You realize if we're on pace to double, that would mean we would have spent in a year what we spent in 6 months, which is just what I said.
Okay, no. Wait. So our increase of purchasing alcohol started at the end of March, not in January.
I see what you're saying.
So in the 3-4 month period since this has all occurred, we have significantly increased our alcohol consumption. So that's why we're on pace to double versus,
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
But we have a lawn.
No.
In Palm Springs.
In Palm Springs. We started some things, but we haven't really finished them. So where do you want to start?
What did we start that we didn't finish?
Well, we started watching a show on HBO, and I really don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. No, I understand. We'll watch it. We'll talk about it when it's done.
So where did you want to begin? Hopefully I remember.
Well, I mean, I think it's too much to go back and talk about movies we watched like 2 months ago.
Like Hotel Artemis? Did we already talk about that?
We didn't talk about Hotel Artemis.
Which is old.
Yeah, we watched it. We watched My Spy with
the kids.
With the kids. So it's funny seeing Batista stand next to normal people because he's gigantic
and not in a comic book setting.
Yeah. Well, I think most of those comic book people are larger people. Where he's
well,
like
it's not only that; they're fictional characters.
Yeah.
So if the size really doesn't matter, they're not meant to be real people. Like this is taking place in a real world setting where he's supposed to be like he's a fictional character, but he's a person.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. To be honest, I didn't even want to come in tonight's episode and talk about anything specific.
Okay.
Like I just kind of wanted to tell everybody where we were at. And what's going on with us, and
we're still alive. We're still here.
Plans are, in going forward, because this thing is important to me, and we've put a lot of time and a lot of effort
and money
into this. We don't make any money from this. We do it because we enjoy doing it, and and it's not that we stopped enjoying it. I think it's that everything that was going on consumed us.
Well, it's not only that. It's like there's no break. And that's what I'm having a hard time dealing with is it's constant. Everything is constant. There's something going on every single second of the day. I don't have any time to myself to just mentally decompress.
Well, I think before it was like that too, but we were also doing things we were enjoying as well. But now there's no enjoyment because...
Well, there's no way to like relieve the stress of the week. Well, it's not only that. It's just like for me personally, I have kids at home with me all day long.
Yeah,
they don't go anywhere. They stay here with me.
Yeah.
They I on the weekends, like this past weekend I didn't run. I probably should have, but I didn't. I just didn't want to. But anything. So it's really, really hard for me to separate myself from everything else.
Yeah.
Because there's always something to do.
Yeah.
There's a little laundry to do. Because my kids wear 5 different outfits every single fucking day. Or, I have work and I'm getting loaded on other people's work because, of situations that are going on in my company. So I'm dealing with that increased workload on top of things I already had going and new things coming in. And it just feels like I'm constantly giving myself to things throughout the day with no return. Mm-hmm. And it's just completely draining.
No, I get you. At the very least, I leave the house to go to work.
And you talk to other people.
Not much.
Even if it's like...
No, I understand.
It's like I don't really talk... The people I talk to on the phone at work, I don't want to talk to typically. Like there's maybe 25%, but the rest of it is people I typically don't want to talk to.
Yeah.
Or I text with people, but that's not talking to somebody or having a conversation or, just even shooting shit. It's different because, there's context and did I misinterpret that, incorrectly, or did I say that wrong, or I don't know. What? Why? What's that?
Nothing.
Look?
No, I'm listening.
So it's just...
I feel like, up until last week, I had a couple days off to help, and now I'm not here to help. I was taking care of the kids 2 days a week, and now it's you just 5 days a week right now.
Right.
Which
and
is...
their attitude really impacts how that goes. If they're having a bad day, I'm having a fucking shitty, horrible day.
Yeah.
Because I'm having to deal with their shit, their arguments, their complaints, their bickering, on top of all the bickering and shit I have at work.
Yeah.
So it just makes it for an awful day. Like, there was 1 week I was just ready to freaking...
I know, I could
just
tell.
Run away. Like, I have a group of friends who like to get together just to kind of hang out and relax.
Socially distancing.
Socially distancing outside, like nothing, like 4 or 5 people. We're not talking like a huge party here or anything. And, it's helpful because it gets me out of the house. But now with all these increased stuff going on, like...
we don't want to go anywhere.
I don't want to go anywhere, but I want to go somewhere. But then there's nowhere to go. And, like, do I really want to go somewhere where there's going to be 20 million people there who probably aren't going to be protecting themselves?
Yeah.
It's just, it's not worth it.
No, it's not.
So, it's just really, really frustrating and disappointing.
Well, I honestly feel like that's why we kind of need to get this going again. Because... it's just important. I think we both need it, and we need to talk about stuff. It's always been something we've really liked to do, and it's one of the things that we can keep going even during this, the way the world is right now, and we can keep this going, and we let it go. And I feel like it could be almost therapeutic to just get back into it. And we know people, like, I can put feelers out there to have other people on that we can have conversations with.
Right, but then we also have to be both mentally there.
Yes, like before...
and be present.
Before we started this, I just got fed up with it and said, I don't even want to do this right now. And I closed my eyes and I just took a breather for a second, because there's a million reasons not to do something.
Right.
You can always find a reason not to do something. And, even though I get out because I go to work, I haven't had a lot of, I miss live sports, and I appreciate getting to watch the UFCs, and I appreciate you watching them with me, because I miss live sports, and that's one thing that's helped out. But, I don't want to talk about them yet because I want to have Brian on for both of them. But, before the pandemic started, I never took time to play video games anymore. I'd play one video game, maybe 2 a year.
Right.
A year. And I beat Final Fantasy VII and Last of Us during this pandemic.
Right. Over a period of, 3.5 months?
Yeah, I put over 100 hours into those games combined.
Okay.
So, it's the first time in a long time I've given myself some time to play video games. And you've done the same with Animal Crossing. And it's been a nice, one of the few silver linings of everything that's going on is making time to do something that we've enjoyed doing forever, but for the last couple of years we haven't made time to do. But we were forced into doing it because it's one of the few things we can do. And I have to go to work. My job involves me going out. I don't interact with a lot of people, and I wear my mask for my entire shift, which is 8 hours plus lunch. I take my mask off in my car while I'm on lunch. Anytime we go into a store, we're wearing masks. We social distance as much as possible. I feel like we're not in the house 100% of the time, but we don't go do stuff that's not necessary for the most part.
Right. Because, we're lucky. We have a pool.
Yeah.
The kids can go out and swim.
Yeah.
They don't have to necessarily go out the front door. Like, we probably should be taking them on bike rides.
Yeah,
We
but
probably
it's so right now it's like
it's freaking sweltering, and it's just not healthy. But like, Parker's been getting to go do practice the past couple of weeks, which has kind of been helpful.
yeah, and that's been great for his
Mental stability.
Yeah, because they were just starting to both of them
Shut down.
Yeah, we're starting to really get, and that's one of the things we're not talking about. Is yes, I understand that, and I'm not trying to make light of it at all. I really am not. I don't think we're discussing enough the mental toll this is not just taking on adults but on kids. Like, it is so hard. And we as parents stay as positive as possible. We don't lie to our kids ever. We tell them the truth. If they have questions, we give them legitimate
appropriate
answers.
Yeah.
And it's just so hard. And most of the times they take it well. And we were honest. We had to be honest today that they were both so looking forward to going back to school.
And that might not happen. And even if it does, I'm in a situation where, part of me wants them to go back, but I know it's not safe, and I don't want them to go back. You know what I mean? Well, and that's the thing that I'm thinking about too, is they were supposed to open the portal for after school care today for registration. And that date was posted on their website that it was going to be today, that they were going to open everything up for registration.
Yeah.
And so I log in, getting prepared to enroll my kids for after school care and, before school care, because we need that. I start my job at 6:30 in the morning. You start at 7.
Yeah.
We have to drop them off at school as soon as possible to get to work.
And I hope everybody listening to this, you could realize that we're in a situation where I don't necessarily want to send my kids back, because I really do. I know it's not the safest thing to do, but we're in a situation where if they can go, we have to send them.
Right, because my business is going to open back up and they're expecting me to be back in the office.
Yes.
And I can't do that if my kids are home at school doing homeschooling 100% of the time. So when I logged in today and there was no registration bubble, I was like, fuck. Like, what am I going to do? Are they going to open school and just not have before and after school care? Because if they do, I'm screwed, because that means I can't drive up to work until, after 8:30 in the morning when school starts.
Yeah.
And then they're out by 2:30, 2:45, and I'm not going to be out of work. You're not going to be out of work. What the fuck am I supposed to do when I have to be at the office 2 days a week? So it's really stressful. And then thinking that they're going to be homeschooling for a whole semester is even more stressful, because...
and that's a real possibility, which, if that decision's made for us, it's probably the right decision.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that.
No,
it doesn't make my day...
Personally, even working for a school district, I don't think school should be going back in session. We're higher on cases now than we were when it shut down.
Well, that's because of testing.
Not just because of testing, though.
The thing that concerns me the most is that I've been reading that people who've had it and are getting it again are having worse symptoms.
I don't think that's proven right now.
It's not proven.
That's speculation.
But
that's another thing.
It's a theory.
Is so many. That's it. But you can't work on that kind of stuff.
No.
You work on facts. And every single thing that I've read, I don't want to get into it. Okay. We talk about the fucking virus enough. That,
it's all consuming.
Yeah, it is. And, and it's another thing is, we, in a perfect world, we'd be talking about what we're going to do at Comic-Con next week.
No, that's not happening.
And, I've been okay knowing that it's not going to happen, even though I've been going since 1996. And, I'm going to miss my Skybound friends. I'm going to miss, walking the floor. I'm going to miss walking through downtown and seeing all the hotels wrapped and all that stuff, and getting a drink with my friends for lunch, and just, and it's not just buying stuff anymore, or going to panels, or doing this or doing that. It's the all-encompassing of San Diego, welcoming this.
The other.
Yeah, and it's the one place you can go where you feel like, there's just so much passion, and there's just so much love for what's going on. It's hard to, relay that feeling
virtually
of Comic-Con. And they're doing Comic-Con at home, and lots of stuff is going on. And this weekend, Skybound is having a whole weekend of panels you can watch online and stuff like that.
Well, that's for their 15 year, right?
10 year.
Sorry, 10 year.
I thought it was 15 year.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe things sing longer.
And that's another thing is not today. We're just jumping back into this, and we wanted to talk to everybody and get everybody up to speed on what's going on. Robert Kirkman came out with a new book, and you guys all know that we're Team Kirkman here. And we're Team Skybound. They're, those are people that are really important to us, and we care about. So he put out Negan Lives, which is such a cool thing that he did. Well, no, it's the fact that he gave it to all the places for free, and they got to, all these comic book stores that are hurting got to make money off of that. Not just
pure profit.
The regular issues. Yeah, they didn't pay for. I don't think they paid for shipping or anything. And they got, I think it was a $4.99 issue. Plus, each store got the gold and silver copies, and they got to charge a lot more for those. And then, it's extra money in their pockets. And that was such a cool thing for him to do and for Skybound to do. I want to talk about that coming up soon. And he has a new book out called Firepower, which I read that I want to dive into, but I want Katrina to read it first.
I'll get there
before we dive into that, because I really enjoyed that as well.
I just did taxes, so
I
me a break.
Completely get it. But I want to talk about Hamilton because it's been out for 7, 8, 9, 10 days, and I've watched it 6 times. And I've listened to the soundtrack 4 or 5 times now. I don't know if I've ever learned the words to a song quicker than that, and I don't want to dive into that yet because I feel like I can talk about it for 30 minutes to an hour.
Just an episode.
Just on that. We watched Palm Springs and really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was good.
I was waiting for a couple weeks for that to come out, and we've watched so much, and we've read stuff, and I played stuff that there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about to everyone, and I really want to get Brian on and talk to him about Last of Us 2 and theories, and we both saw things a little differently in that game because we kind of touched base on it, but we didn't want to spoil anything with each other because we wanted to talk about that. And I know you kind of have to take a back seat on that one, and I still want you to be on here with us because we need your perspective. Neither one of us are female.
No.
And it's a female-based game. And
it's a feminist lens.
Yeah, and we need your perspective on it. Because
Okay.
it's not fair to have 2 white guys talk about this game without a female perspective. And there's a lot of...
That's fair.
Well, and there's a lot of podcasts out there that have females on them, but I don't think that it's the majority of podcasts.
Yeah, we don't get to talk very often. We're not allowed to open our mouths.
But, I want to have you on that, even though, you watched me play it. And I think you have a general idea of what happens in the game.
Yeah.
So, I want to
I missed some key events, but I think I can kind of piece it together.
Yeah. And I want to have Brian on for that. And there's just a lot of stuff that...
You want to do.
I want to do. But there's also a lot of stuff I want to read and talk about on here. And watch and talk about on here.
Like?
No, there's just comics that I want to read. There's... some other stuff I want to dive into, and there's other people I want to get on here that I think we can pull.
Okay.
So,
fair enough.
I really like to have DB on here to talk about Resonant.
That'd be fun.
I'd really like to have him on here. And not only is the book amazing, but he is genuinely a super nice guy.
Oh, absolutely. Such a sweetheart.
Yeah, or Daniel Warren Johnson,
so nice.
He's such a nice guy
and happy.
And I feel like
Which is funny, because you probably wouldn't gather that from some of the things that he's written.
Yeah. And I feel like if I reached out, he would come on, and I'm not guaranteeing saying, hey, listen here, these guys are going to be on. I'm
Name
saying
dropper.
I'm saying that I feel like if I reached out,
they'd be interested.
They'd be interested in coming on. And, and who else? There's a local radio person in San Diego that said they would do the podcast.
That would be weird.
Why?
It just would, but...
Anybody or him specifically?
Him specifically.
Why?
I don't know.
Do you know who he is?
Yeah, he's on the morning show for sports radio.
Yeah, and he said he would be on. He said he would be on. He would, do the podcast. We never talk about zooming in. He just said he'd be interested in doing it. And, we won't ask butt wiping questions to everybody.
Oh, you're not?
Should we?
I thought that was like your calling question.
I mean, it is. Maybe I'll preface it by I know the guy from the radio station would answer it in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Or maybe we'll preface it to other people. I mean, I know Kirkman was game, but that might not be everybody.
Yeah, some people don't want to forthcome with their bathroom habits.
Well, and I bet you Brian Huntington from Skybound would be in. He was going to be on the episode that we messed up at Comic-Con last year.
Oh my God, that was awful.
And we were going to do it again this year, and then Comic-Con didn't happen. So, he would come on and he would call in and stuff too. And he makes really... If you don't follow him, I think he's at Not Zombies on Twitter.
Yes.
He makes really cool, moving...
stills.
Stuff for the different Skybound comics.
It's so neat.
Yeah, he does a great job. And
very talented.
Yeah, I just wanted you all to know that we're still here, and
we didn't die.
And we're doing well.
I didn't run away.
Yeah, we're both healthy and working, and our kids are doing well.
I don't know if healthy's right.
Healthy in terms of we don't have coronavirus.
That's true.
Or COVID-19 or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, my neck and shoulders hurt like hell, and I can barely sleep. Katrina's got her own issues.
Yeah, my stomach doesn't like me.
But yeah, no COVID. So we're okay on that end. I've got, I don't know. I don't want to dive into any movies or stuff this time. I just kind of wanted to give everybody an update of where we're at.
Is there anything that you're looking forward to that's coming out?
What our plans are. Like what?
I don't know. I'm assuming Black Widow's getting pushed off again.
Yeah, Tenet got pushed back again.
I'm really curious if they're going to just start releasing some stuff, because how long can they sit on these items and not like Mulan? Yeah,
until everything gets, you don't know when things are going back.
No.
So
like they were slotting for movie theaters to open back up. I'm sure that's off now.
Well, yeah, especially maybe not in Arizona, but in California.
Well, Arizona and Florida don't count. They do whatever the fuck they want to do anyways. I heard that one.
They said that this is not funny at all, but the obituary section in the San Antonio, or maybe it was Houston, one of those two cities, the obituary section in the paper today was 43 pages long.
Okay, so obituaries, they are fucking expensive.
Are they?
Like really fucking expensive. I want to know who does obituaries anymore. Like who actually, unless they cost nothing out in Texas, but I know in California, they are insanely expensive.
Isn't everything insanely expensive here?
I guess that's true, because I know funeral homes and like cemeteries, they now have their own like online obituaries, which they don't charge you for. Mm-hmm. And you can create however long, you can put a picture, whatever.
That's fine.
But to actually put the obituary in a paper is asinine. I remember I went to go do one for my uncle, and he passed because nobody was going to do anything for him. And I looked into it, and it was going to cost me like $200. And I'm like, I'm just writing a couple words. Like, I'm not, it was like per letter. It was ridiculous. Sorry, that was an odd tangent. But that's a lot of pages.
I think with things being possibly closed for, okay, I don't want to talk about Hamilton, but I think they said they had like 740,000 extra downloads once Hamilton came out.
Okay.
So if
purchases for the app?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, just downloads, and if you have to pay for the app, if there's not a free trial or something right now, then
Disney's not going to give anything away for free.
No.
They don't have to.
But like, say, if
you
that's
pay
the case
to play.
if that's the case with Black Widow and that's the case with Mulan, and there's actually a structure of significantly more downloads, then it might be worth it for them to release it. But if not, then they're not.
I could see them release it on their app for a cost.
That might be okay. Like,
hey, like you already have your subscription. We have this movie waiting to get released. However, if you want to pay $10, $25, you can watch it from the comfort of your home through our app.
I mean, they Universal did that with a couple different movies, and we did it with Scoob. We bought Scoob for like, it was like renting for $20 or buying it for like $24.99, or like,
right.
yeah, just buy it.
Right.
So,
which they've never watched again.
They will. Oliver goes in cycles of stuff he wants to watch, but yeah, I think you're gonna get a lot more premium. Like, I wanted to kind of watch Birds of Prey.
Yeah, that's out already. We can rent it.
You could probably rent it now.
Yeah.
What else did we rent? We rented something else.
Addams Family.
Yeah, no, but before we rented something from Redbox. I don't even fucking remember.
I'd have to look it up. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, but the next one will probably be Hamilton, because I really want to talk about it.
It's been all-encompassing here at the house.
Everybody. All four of us. It's just been nonstop. Nice.
Sorry.
No, I didn't even mean it that way. But
nice pun.
Yeah, we just wanted to touch base with everyone and say, you know, we're gonna come back, and this is recorded on our Blue Yeti. The sound quality might not be that great.
Yeah, Robert's not happy with it. If you
I'm
can't
not.
tell from his voice.
Yeah, I'm slightly irritated. But we're gonna go back to our regular rig here soon and just kind of leave it set up in the house and just flip it on anytime we want.
I guess I could do something like that.
Yeah, although we can't leave cords hanging around.
No, I can move it into our office. My office, though.
We can just go in there.
Well, I wasn't thinking that. I could just at least leave the mic set up and just the cords around the base.
Nobody's interested in that.
Yeah, nobody's really interested in logistics of what I need to do.
You know, I'll put all this out on Twitter that we're back, and hopefully
the engines.
Yeah, hopefully y'all. Hopefully everybody's listening and just, you know, we're back. And we appreciate it if you were listening this whole time. I hope you're going to continue listening. And, you know, I think we're going to record twice a week going forward, these little 30 to 40-minute episodes.
Oh, jeez.
What?
I'm sorry.
We can do it. We can do it. We're going to do it.
It'll happen.
Yeah. All right. So until the next one, we'll be back in a couple days. All right?
Please stand by.
Yeah.